Hey y'all, it's y'all favorite cozy girl, Chi the Reality Queen, and I'm back again with another episode of Robe Chronicles. Today we're going to be talking about Married at First Sight, Nashville. Okay, the weddings are over. Thank God. I'm not saying that the weddings take a long time, but the stuff before the weddings takes way too long, and no one cares. We just want to see these couples get into it. Not fighting, but into it, their relationship. So yeah. So now the couples wind down, they gotta go back to their hotel rooms and have a good night. And it's funny because I feel like every time Pastor Kyle talks about we want to see if these couples get intimate. It's what everybody thinks about on their wedding night. And it's like, yeah, but these people just met each other. And I'm not saying people didn't do it the first time. I mean, we've seen it. But I'm just saying it's such a weird thing. And most people won't. I mean, some people will, but most of the time, no. We see Shaq and Kirsten. I think she really likes who he is, but liking who he is has not transferred to finding him attractive yet. And that's just going to be a struggle. And I know it happens for people. People like people so much and their personality and who they are. And then that makes them attractive, but that just hasn't happened for her yet, unfortunately. Dom and McKinley, they get to their room. I'm gonna be honest, he still bores me. He reminds me of Charlie Brown's teacher. So every time Dom starts talking, not Dom, Max starts talking, I'm like, womp, 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 womp. I don't care what he has to say, at all. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know if he just has a generic face or what it is, but I just don't care for what he has to say, nothing. But like I said, all the couples seem to be getting on well, and adjusting well to being alone together. Okay, Jasmine, girl, she came out in that little negligee. I was like, you better. She's like, I love that. I feel like all these couples, the girls get out there and they be putting on that tacky ass silk 2-piece short set, and I'm tired of it. I don't ever want to see another 2-piece button-up silk short set again. Take your little lighter and burn those. Uh-oh, we getting a special guest today. I absolutely hate those, and I feel like they should stop wearing them. But every girl, season after season, puts that on, and I'm just like, what is going on? Okay, you guys, he wants to say hello. He wants to get on Robe Chronicles. He don't have his robe on, but he does have one. This is my doggy. But yeah, so it's just crazy to me. I think that I really like Jasmine for, wearing that little lingerie. I thought it was cute, and I thought it was bold, and I liked it. Clint, he's still trying to convince us he's this good guy. I know he was oh, okay, relax. He was talking about oh, I would love to have sex with her, but I don't want that to be what we're about. If we have children and they watch this back, I'm just like, sir, you woke up one day, realized you were 40, maybe your friends are married, and you were like, I need to do that too. That had to be what happened. I don't think he's ready for this process. I think he's there because he's like, okay, I'm 40, F it, let's see what happens. I just don't think that he's ready for it, but he's trying to prove to us that he is. So all the couples, they go to bed, they wake up, and they're supposed to be meeting with their spouse's family. Kirsten's family and friends met Shaq, and they were really hounding him. And honestly, I think that Shaq is a really genuine person. I just think that his answers are very rehearsed. Okay, Byra. I think his answers are very rehearsed. He definitely comes off as someone who's oh, I let things come to me, and everything was right in that moment and all of that stuff. When in reality, he should have said, I want to be married. I was looking for people. I couldn't find someone that matched me or I wanted or it worked out with. And so now I came to this show and I was hoping to get matched with somebody great that was on my level. And I think the experts did a great job with Kirsten. It's so simple, but he didn't want to do that. He wanted to give this answer of alignment and everything coming to him. And again, of course, that's going to sound rehearsed to them. Like, he's definitely going to like not come off as genuine to people who really just want to hear the real. I think that his family was a lot nicer to her. That conversation went well. It was even short on the cameras. Clint and Gina, I don't know if families, like, I feel like those families were there because they had to be. Like, I think they thought everything was like perfect. Like, her sister-in-law and brother like Clint, his family likes her. Like I said, they question them, but he's back. They question them, but it wasn't like a big deal. It wasn't like something that was like, troublesome. Nicole's dad did give Chris a little bit of a hard time. Again, that Netflix special on Jeffrey Dahmer or show or whatever it was ruined everybody, because now everybody thinks that their family member is getting matched with Jeffrey Dahmer. And it's like, well, don't come on this show. But, I think Nicole's dad was joking or attempting a joke or whatever. Okay. You know what? You see me recording? You see me? Okay. It's his bedtime and he should be sleeping, but instead he's here trying to make videos with me. But yeah, I think that Nicole getting questioned by Chris's family was really good. I think Nicole and Chris and Clint and Gina's family questioning was probably the best. Dom and Mac, I think Dom's family keeps harping on like, we want you to know she's Black. We want you to see that and understand. And how do you feel about it? And Mac was like, well, I've never really been in a long-term relationship with a Black girl. And in that moment, I was like, oh, I knew this wasn't going to work, but I know this isn't going to work. Like, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. He was like, I've tried, but I've only dated white women and Latina long-term. I'm like, go home, Mac. It ain't going to work. Then you see Dom talking to his family, and the mama, she's still not beating those allegations. I know in her head when she saw Dominique, based on her age, she was like, now who set my son up with this mulatto girl? How did this happen? Like that, and not just mixed. She called her a mulatto. I'm almost 100% positive that's what she did. It just, based on the families, I just don't see it working out. I don't. That's just me personally. Whew. Eris and Jasmine. Jasmine's family was so classy. I mean, what do you expect? The dad is a pastor. That was obvious. We knew that was going to be a good conversation. Eris's cousin and his mama, and I think his friend. So his mom, I think she's happy for her son. Like, either way, she thinks Jasmine is sweet. She's not really worried. But the cousin, when they asked her, what do you think about Eris's wife? And she laughed. I know y'all have heard that laugh before. I know y'all have heard that laugh before. That is the laugh of a girl who is effing yo man. That was that laugh. Like, wife, okay. But she know that she, have something with that man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that was the laugh that she gave. She did not laugh as somebody that was like, oh, my cousin is in a good situation. No, it was a laugh of, that's my man. And I'm not quite convinced that they're cousins anymore. And it's funny because on the after party, I think that's where he said it, they asked him who his celebrity crush was, and he said Lauren London. And I was like, okay, interesting. But then my friend was like, without saying that, doesn't Eris's cousin sound like Lauren London? And I was like, you know what? She kind of looked like her too. That whole chubby face thing with the slim body, like, I'm starting to think they kissing cousins. We might not have the actual definition of cousin that they really is. I'm not trying to say nothing, but that's what I'm thinking. So I am having a hard time believing that's his cousin. I think Twitter's having a hard time believing it. A lot of people are having a hard time believing it based on her behavior. But yeah, everyone gets back from their meeting with the parents and they find out where they're going on vacation. Gina, girl, she did not know what the Jamaican flag was. And it's funny because it's like, girl, you showing off that Tennessee education now. Because, like, I get it. If somebody had said, oh, they're going on vacation to the Czech Republic and she didn't know the flag, or they're going on vacation to Zimbabwe and she didn't know the flag, that makes sense. But I feel like Jamaica is such a common flag that not knowing it almost comes off as a little silly. Like, girl, you silly. Come on. But I like her, so it's cool. But yeah, so they're going to Jamaica. And then Shaq drops the bomb to Kirsten that they have to go to his PhD, whatever, presentation, or okay, he still don't want to go to bed. His PhD presentation or something. And I get it why she's upset. I would be upset too. I would not want to miss my honeymoon because you have like a presentation. It's like, you didn't plan this correctly. You didn't figure out what you needed to do beforehand and make sure that you can do it on the go or online or something virtual. I now have to go to Jackson, Mississippi. Sorry, not Tennessee, Jackson, Mississippi. And here's the crazy part, because I thought she was going to support him, but come to find out, she's just sitting in the hotel the entire time. Like, why is she there? Why did she go there? Methinks production doesn't want her to meet Eris yet. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm still, okay, there's a lot going on with my dog right now. But I think that they just don't want her to meet Eris just yet. And I'm not sure why. I'm not saying that he's going to find her attractive or anything like that. But I just think that maybe something's going to happen there, or he's going to find her attractive. I don't know. And they don't want them to meet just yet, or at least without Shaq being there, because they think like, okay, Eris is going to respect Shaq. But if he's not there, he might get a little disrespectful. But yeah, so then they get on the plane, they head to Jamaica. Mac is complaining about not being in first class. And it's like, you fly first class, but you don't have a place to live? Baby, priorities are out of whack. Now, it's possible that he was a recruit for the show and they brought him in, and so he just found a place to stay on the fly. And if that's the case, then I don't blame him, but it's like, okay. And then on top of that, they were like, oh, he has a middle seat. And I was like, well, why don't you just switch with Dom? And honestly, if nothing else told me that that marriage wasn't going to work, her sitting on the window seat, knowing how much he hates the middle when she could have just switched, lets me know that that marriage is not going to work. So they make it to Jamaica, and Jasmine is a sweetheart because Eris is in the hotel, getting in the tub, talking about feed me grapes. And she really went to feed him grapes. I was like, girl, you don't put that fruit down. She really went and got the fruit. And I was like, okay, maybe he's joking. But when she was like, okay, what do you want? And he was like, oh, I really want grapes. I was like, he wasn't joking. He meant that. Because if he was joking, he'd be like, oh, I was just joking, whatever. He didn't say that. He was like, grapes. And she fed him. And you know what? Oh, Rocket got a braid. And you know what? I was just like, wow, okay. She is ready to be the submissive Proverbs 31 or whatever wife. I'm sorry, I don't know my scripture that well. But she's ready to be that girly. And he, in my mind, is finna play the hell out of her. Yes. Okay, so I don't know when this happened, when Chris and Nicole had that moment. I don't know if it was the night of the wedding or in the suite in Jamaica on that first night of the honeymoon, but they were so vulnerable with each other. And as you guys know, I've said it every time, I love them. I think it's so cute. I think their relationship is cute. I think that they're gonna work out really well because they're already like both coming into this as two people who truly want to be married. And I think MAFS Married at First Sight, production, Pastor Cal, Dr. Pepper, whoever else they get, need to start getting more people like that. Not just people who want attention, want to be on TV, want clout. Like, they need to get people who really want to be in a relationship. Trust me, it's the same entertainment. They're brand new people who have never met. There will always be drama. Like, I think it's cute, you know? So I'm happy to see them. I'm so excited for Kirsten and Shaq to show up in Jamaica. I'm so excited to see what happens. The previews are showing a lot of drama. I'm excited for this season, and I'm excited to continue recapping it. So I hope you guys tune in next week. Please like, subscribe, comment, share. I hope you guys enjoy these videos, and I will see you next time for Robe Chronicles. Say bye. Oh, you want to look me in the face? I don't do that.